going to the turn. Here it is.
Oh, it's a 4.
Oh, no!
A dagger in the heart of the magician right here. He now needs a 5 to split the pot, a 10 to win the pot. But what a brutal turn card, man.
It's a shocking card there for Antonio Esfandiari.
The level of play in these games for the stakes that we're playing is pretty surprising. I would say it's about the equivalent of maybe a live 1-3 game at a big property here in Vegas.
Yeah, so one of the cool features for the games in WPT Global is that they limit the number of professional players to 2 per table. So you can hop in there and expect a very fair and beatable lineup.
I think I'm up about 20,000 in the cash games the last 3 days or so.
Fun cash games, can't really overstate it.
Well, the final table about to get underway. There you see the chip counts. Our chip leader, Soi Nguyen, with nearly $5 million in chips. Tonight's winner is going to take home over $820,000.
That's right, big money here, Bellagio. We started with 413 players. The cards are flying around the table. First to act, the man from England, James Dempsey, in his first ever WPT event.
James, a 29-year-old poker pro out of London and a very tough player.
And he is going to raise to $125,000.
Is he allowed to raise the first hand dealer?
He is.
Second play is Vitor Coelho.
Is that an English
The
thing?
original option is,
Is that an
defending
English
champion.
thing?
I'm sure there's some rule that you get to like.
Is he going to stop bringing up the defending champion thing, or is he just going to needle me all day?
You have to ask him.
Vitor, he has gone out. Now Antonio, the magician, not going to play this hand. Around to Andrew.
They call him Lucky Chewy. He was the one to watch last year, but he folds over to Vanessa Selbst, who many consider one of the great poker players in the world, man or woman.
It's pretty great when you can pick up a pair of jacks in the first hand. She's going to raise.
Comes right over the top for $310,000.
Soi out.
James goes out. So Vanessa Selbst, 27-year-old poker pro, picking up that pot. And that's what an amazing woman she is. She just wrapping up Yale Law School as she continues her poker career. Over $4.4 million in poker winnings in live events. Incredible.
How they look, Mr. Vitor?
All right, on to the next hand. Vitor now.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful cards.
With King 10 quickly folding, and now Antonio Esfandiari, WPT champion, with an ace-6. He will not play it.
Lucky Chewy going to raise it up here with a 5-4 of diamonds.
Vanessa out, and now Soi Nguyen with a 6-7 of diamonds. Now the suited connector.
Soi Nguyen, a tough poker pro, made it November 9 in 2010 at the World Series of Poker main event.
Yep, he's called it, Mike. Dempsey out. So a couple junk hands.
Soi and Lucky Chewy. I know we look like
Players here, and the flop comes up. Nothing for either player.
King, Queen, Deuce. One player with a 7 high, the other with a 5 high. Soi checks, and here comes a continuation bet by Lucky Chewy.
That's right, 24 years old with a bet of $175,000. Soi thinks he's being robbed, perhaps, but he has to fold the hand. And just like that, Andrew's going to take his pot with 5 high.
So Lucky Chewy chewing him up by stealing the money.
Go, Chewy. Where's your section, Chewy? Where are your people?
They're lazy. They're showing up.
Looks down at the ace-4 of hearts.
He's made it 125 to go. They're all folding. Soi also going out. The Englishman not going to play.
Round to the amateur player, Vitor Coelho.
He owns a pre-owned luxury car business in Tampa, Florida. We used to call them used car lots.
Well, he's only got a King 4 offsuit, but he knows that Antonio is up to it a lot of times, so wondering if a raise here could win him the pot.
Vitor is on a real extreme short stack, and no, he's going to get away from the hand, and just like that, Antonio going to take this pot from first position, and the crowd enjoys that.
Well, he turns to his fans out there and says, "Where are you? I took down a pot here. Let's have some noise."
Pretty bad rail.
Antonio won this event last year. Love to have a back-to-back victory.
They're a little hungover. You give them a little time.
They're having some fun in the audience tonight.
They're still going. Since Friday night, they're still awake, I think.
Round to round we go. First to act, Andrew. They call him Lucky Chewy, and he's going to go away.
Well, Vanessa out as well.
Our chip leader, Soi Nguyen from Southern California, not going to play this hand.
James Dempsey out as well, so the battle of the blinds here.
action to Vitor now. And he's going to look down at a king deuce.
And he's an interesting guy. He's very superstitious. He said, in the beginning, he thought his wife was very, very lucky. And then after a while, he realized, yeah, she's not that lucky anymore. So he doesn't invite her now to the tournaments.
He's not unlike a lot of guys, Vince, I can tell you.
As long as he makes the money, she'll stay away.
No shame in giving up, Vitor. No shame.
All right, he finally's going to fold the hand, and look who's going to take back-to-back pots. Antonio.
Using the famous poker line, no shame in folding.
The magician, good form right now.
The level of play in these games for the stakes that we're playing is pretty surprising. I would say it's about the equivalent of maybe a live 1-3 game at a big property here in Vegas.
Yeah, so one of the cool features for the games in WPT Global is that they limit the number of professional players to 2 per table. So you can hop in there and expect a very fair and beatable lineup.
I think I'm up about 20,000 in the cash games the last 3 days or so.
Fun cash games, can't really overstate it.
To Vitor. He's going to fold. The magician, Antonio Esfandiari, now peeking down to the 9-10. But maybe he will play. No, he's not going to play.
Everybody folds, so James Dempsey picking up that pot. He'd love to pick up this WPT title and join 5 other guys from England who have captured WPT titles. A couple old school guys like David, the Devilfish Elliott, Surrender Sunar, and a young gun, his buddy Jake Cody. Dempsey would love to put his name on the WPT Champions Cup.
All right, let's get back down to the table.
Action on Vitor Coelho, the amateur, but who's making his 2nd consecutive WPT final table. One was a non-televised event in Jacksonville, Florida.
Vitor, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can. Go, Vitor.
I don't care what tournament you're playing in, to make back-to-back final tables is tough, especially out here in the World Poker Tour.
All right, he's going to fold his hand. Antonio goes away. Now, Lucky Chewy not going to play his hand on to Vanessa.
She's on the button and folds.
Oh, wow. I thought there was a misclick.
Antonio knows how aggressive Vanessa is, and he's making fun of her for folding on the button.
Now Soi Nguyen, our chip leader at this point, with King 9 has raised. Look at this behind him, the Englishman with a pair of jacks.
He's staring over at Soi, but he's going to certainly raise with the 2 jacks here in position.
Yep, and he makes it 350,000 back on Soi.
He's going to make the call out of position with the King 9 offsuit.
Don't forget that Soi made the final 9 on the World Series of Poker back in 2010.
Now flop is Queen 7-3, action on Soi.
Nothing hitting for him, and he's going to check. Now Dempsey has to get a little afraid of that queen, and he's going to check as well.
Taking the conservative route against the chip leader.
6 of clubs on the turn, Mike.
Again, Soi checks, and that's pretty much the green light for James to feel pretty sure he's got the best hand here, so he does make a wager. He is going to take down that pot.
That's such a relief, too, when you have jacks, you see a queen, you make the bet, and you see the guy doesn't hesitate. He just mucks his hand quickly. Feels good. And action now on Antonio, not going to play. Andrew now with an ace, 7 of diamonds, has raised to 120,000.
Vanessa making the call with the 2 deuces.
Catch lightning in a bottle, hit a set on the flop. Now it's on to Soi. He folds his hand, Dempsey out as well.
Over to Vitor. He looks down at a deuce 4 offsuit. Certainly not going to interest him, so he lays it down.
So we're going to see a flop ace-7 up against deuces. Here we go.
Flop is Queen 6-5. Well, here comes the continuation bet by Lucky Chewy.
And no hesitation, 175 after not hitting his hand, but he's going to be successful with that tactic. It works again.
That's the 2nd time he's made the continuation bet with the worst hand. The 2nd time he's won the pot.
What she said.
There you see Randall Flowers, 2-time WPT champion. Mike Sexton impersonator in the house.
Best ever. All right, and as you can see, Soi Nguyen now is the chip leader still. 4.6 million. As the cards go around the table. First to act, right back on Chewy. Pretty interesting. Andrew is our friend Tony Dunce's roommate here in Vegas.
Yeah.
Six deuce. Vanessa now getting out of the way with a nothing hand. Soi now not going to play. And now the Englishman with an ace-4 and the button.
He's just picked up a big stack, essentially setting Antonio all in if he wants to play. And the small blind as well, which is Vitor, but he's not going to play with that hand.
Folds his hand.
Shall we squeeze together?
Sure, why not?
Antonio.
Binky! My name is Binky! Many.
Let's see if he can squeeze another one out of here. No, it's a 10.
Call.
Well, he's made the call, and he's in a dominating position to double up here. And this would put him in great shape to take back-to-back titles in this event, Vince. He is a big favorite, as you can see by the percents on the screen.
How was that squeeze, huh? You're a good squeezer, Chewy.
You're a good squeezer, bro.
I was feeling confident because I seen where he looked. He was just there.
Just no four.
Fine bricks.
No 4.
Just picked up the right hand. A solid call by Antonio.
Well, all his fans on their feet. They know he's in great shape to double up right here.
No 4.
Antonio will be right in the thick of things.
Let's put it together.
Big pot, 2.8 million in this pot.
You want a little bit of sweat, don't you? 5, 6,
No, I just want blank all the way
5,
around.
6, 7. Have 5, 6, 7.
I will find where you live and come to your house and kill you. I'm just kidding.
So nothing like some threats of bodily harm on national TV?
A lot of pressure on the dealer here. Antonio kidding, of course, but he is loving this spot. Well, flop comes 7-3 deuce. Antonio out in front with the ace-10, but as you can see, Dempsey now has a straight draw, so a 4-5 would give him the lead.
Yeah, but pretty solid flop there for Antonio.
Antonio not looking.
Antonio is still a favorite. Going to the turn. Here it is.
Oh, it's a 4. A dagger in the heart of the magician right here. He now needs a 5 to split the pot, a 10 to win the pot. But what a brutal turn card, man.
Just a shocking card there for Antonio Esfandiari. That is miserable. Now he needs a miracle.
He needs to pull a rabbit out of the hat here.
And he hit his 10. No!
Doesn't happen. King comes off. Tough luck for Antonio Esfandiari. Made a valiant effort to defend his title. Just wasn't meant to be.
Well, just like that, Mike, the magician, voila, is out of here. 6th place. Good luck. He's going over to talk to Matt Savage.
Antonio wasn't meant to be tonight. Brutal 4 on the turn there.
I wasn't looking, but I just heard his crowd go wild, so I knew it came. That hurt.
Well, you still going to celebrate tonight, even though?
Yeah, I mean, I still picked up some cheese. I don't even know how much I won, but I'm sure I can buy my friends some drinks tonight.
All right, Antonio, I'm sure we'll see you at another final table very soon.
Thank you.
The level of play in these games for the stakes that we're playing is pretty surprising. I would say it's about the equivalent of maybe a live 1-3 game at a big property here in Vegas.
Yeah, so one of the cool features for the games in WPT Global is that they limit the number of professional players to 2 per table. So you can hop in there and expect a very fair and beatable lineup.
I think I'm up about 20,000 in the cash games the last 3 days or so.
Fun cash games, can't really overstate it.
Everyone's folding. Vitor out.
Lucky Chewy out as well, so it's Vanessa picking up that pot by staying aggressive. She's in 4th chip position out of 5 players, but she is one of the most fearless, aggressive players in the world, man or woman. And believe me, every poker player fears her when she's at the table.
She's only 27 years old. What a career she's had so far. All right, back to Feld. Soi now has raised with a king jack of diamonds. Dempsey out, but Vitor finally hit the hand here. Pair of 8s.
Okay, guys, time to double up.
Virtually, he's got no chips. He's got to set him in right here with the 2 8s. He has done it.
Andrew out. Vanessa.
Call.
Vanessa's going to call this with a jack 10. And Soi, of course, with his king jack of diamonds.
He's going to call too.
Yeah.
Well, the unwritten rule in this situation is if you don't hit a flop and there's no side pot, as a player, you just check it down probably in hopes that one of the 2 of you would eliminate the other player. But let's see what happens here. These 2 players are aggressive and they want to keep firing.
See when I'm winning this hand. I'm winning this hand.
Vitor staying positive. Can he get lucky on this flop? No, it's not good for Vitor. Ace, king, 3. And like Mike said, they're both going to check this one down.
Soi out in front with the 2 kings.
A deuce of diamonds on the turn. Again, a check, check. Vitor needs a miracle to stick around. Doesn't get it as a 10 of diamonds on the river.
Pocket eights.
He is going to be out in 5th place. Soi going to take the pot down with 2 kings, and that's going to do it for the amateur player Vitor Coelho. What a show he's put on his back-to-back final tables. His 4th cash in 12 events on the World Poker Tour.
He's also actually in 2nd place in the WPT Player of the Year race.
I was praying you weren't one of those internet guys. I was gonna like reshove, obviously. I was like, you know the drill here. You know the drill.
I'll get 54,000 he will take home tonight. Couldn't get to play many hands, didn't have much of a stack, and now he's going over to talk to Matt Savage.
Vitor, back-to-back final tables on the World Poker Tour. You have to be happy.
Very happy, very happy. I run very good. I did my best, and I'm very pleased with it. I have plans for making the 3rd table on the row. So my next event, I'll do my best to get there to make history on the WPT.
All right, congratulations once again.
Thank you very much.
All right, Kimberly, back to you.